So, I have a life now. I work at the airport. Haha, I am back after working for like 2 weeks almost. Hello, I have a story to tell you guys. But let me give you some background and a little bit of context about the job since I can't really disclose much information about it. I work as a PSA. To summarize it all, basically you push people that have a disability that are unable to do something themselves, but sometimes they can, most of the time. Pretty much you just push them, treat them to wherever they want to go, meet their needs, and hope and pray to God that you get a tip. That's pretty much it. But don't expect it most of the time. Also, in this job, you can't ask for tips or you will be fired. There were several people that actually asked for tips. And I haven't seen it, but I heard stories. That's for another video. So, let me talk to you guys about the aisle chair. Okay, so the aisle chairs are basically chairs that are specifically made to be in planes. The aisle chair is a small chair about like this small, and yeah, just it's small, okay? It's this wide, okay? That's how small it is. And it's made for people that cannot really actually do anything themselves. We're supposed to do a transfer. If you're tall, you're supposed to go under their arms and hold their hands, but not squeeze them. If you are short, you're supposed to go to their legs and pretty much keep them together or lift them under their legs. Okay, that's all you have to do. Just lift under the legs. But you have to do this with two people, as you have to do it simultaneously in order to do a successful transfer. And pray to God that your partner is not stupid and drops them like the one that I'm about to tell you about now. Let me be honest, a little bit honest. He did not drop them. Okay, sometimes the people that you have to transfer, they can do it themselves. As I told you earlier, they could actually get up and get on the chair and buckle themselves. Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time people can't do it themselves, which is where, you know, I get concerned too much about the person, because even though they say they can do it themselves, I still care enough to help them. So, I am about to get inside the plane. I asked the guy, I'm doing an aisle chair. I told him, I'm doing an aisle chair. Is there somebody in there? I asked him. He's like, yeah, there's another person in there. Unfortunately, the guy was a noob, okay? He was a day old. He was a fetus at this job. And he had not done training. He apparently did, but he didn't know how to do an aisle chair. He said he never did it. So I was like, where, how, why? And then I just brushed it off because I thought he was just playing around. But no, this guy did not know how to do anything. So when you're in an aisle chair, you have to hope and pray to God that the person's not 400 pounds, because then you have to call your supervisor and say, hey, I can't do this. They would have to call medical staff to handle him. You have to bring the chair in while backing up if you're the tall one, which was me at the time. I had to back up. That day I had done like 4 aisle chairs. No, yeah, 3 aisle chairs, about 3. That was my 4th one. 3 aisle chairs I had done that day. So we go in, okay. I told him that basically you're shorter, stay in front of the chair. I'm taller, I'll be in the back. I'll lift his arms, you'll lift under his legs, and we'll get going. So basically he had to lift under the knees, I had to lift under the arms and hold his hands. Luckily, we didn't have to even touch him, as the guy did it himself. And so I'm over here saying, hey, where are you going? You're supposed to hold his knees together so his legs wouldn't hit the edges of each chair in the aisles. So he's like, oh, okay. And what does he do? He grabs one leg while his other leg is hitting every chair in the plane. And I'm just freaking out because I felt bad for the dude, even though he was completely cool about it because he couldn't feel his legs. Then I was like, what are you doing? You're supposed to hold his knees together. I told him that in like the most menacing tone that you could possibly hear. Okay, that wasn't menacing. I'm just explaining to you how frustrated I was. I'm trying to express it to you guys. So then, as he's finally holding his legs together as we're slowly pushing him out of the plane, there is this gap. You know, when you get out of a plane and you can see the outside, because it's like, there's this thing that goes over it, but there's like still a slight gap there. We're supposed to carry them over it to avoid one of the aisle chair's legs from, like, you know, getting in that gap. I tell him, okay, use that, use the handle, pull the handle out, because it has like some handles in the back and the front so you can carry over that gap. This guy was like, okay. He grabs the metal part. He grabs a part of metal, a piece of metal from under the chair to lift. I'm like, no. Grab this handle. I grabbed one of the handles and pulled it out. He tries to grab that handle now. Just that handle. There was one on the other side. I'm like, grab the one on the other side. Grab the one of the handle on the other side, man. And then when we finally do the transfer, I'm like, okay, you're good. Now, I can't express to you how frustrating this guy was, because that wasn't even the end of it, okay? As you know, I speak Spanish, okay? I speak Spanish. You guys actually probably don't know about that, and much less care. I'm bilingual, okay? I can speak English and Spanish. I don't want to speak Spanish because I'm just trying to speak to my audience right now about how horrible this person is at their job, or was. Before the aisle chair was done, there was this lady that was taken out because we had to get her first. We have to get everybody at the same time. Anybody that says they need a chair, we have to assist them in any way possible. So this lady got in a chair. We pushed her outside first. We have to make them wait because the aisle chair is the top priority thing. Because they are always going to be, for some reason, the last person to be taken out of the flight, because nobody's patient enough to wait for somebody that needs help. Okay, I don't understand why. So the lady was taken out. She's been waiting there. The minute we were done with the aisle chair, which thank God, I really thank him that it was a self-transfer, which means that they did it themselves. That's what it is. This lady, I was like, okay, have a nice day, and I let the new guy handle him, because you have to get tips by helping people, of course. And I don't really do it for the tips. I kind of do, but sometimes I don't. But you have to learn to not expect anything when it comes to doing things as a PSA, because that way you'll appreciate what you do more. And that's why I like the job that I do. Oh, I'm finally outside. I tell the lady, have a nice day. And then she was like, no English. I'm like, no English. Great. So I tell her in Spanish, hey, have a nice day. And she's like, oh, where do I go now? I'm like, where do you go? Oh my God, she doesn't know where to go. Oh, she's like, oh, where do you need to go? Oh, I'm gonna get picked up, blah blah blah. You know, I'm like, okay, well, she's gonna take you to your destination, and I trusted him to it. And that was kind of stupid because the guy had no idea what Spanish was. I'm joking, okay? He just didn't understand Spanish. So I'm attending other people, and eventually I run into him again. So eventually, I bump into him and the lady again. They're at a desk with a operator on the phone that speaks Spanish because she needed help. There's a specific area, let me give you some information that you probably might need to know. There's a specific area in this airport where there's no signal. And unless you go outside, you won't be able to get any signal on the phone. But the problem with the lady was that she didn't even have service. So that was like, wow. She told me that after I told them to just hang up the phone, I can speak Spanish, I will assist her the best way I can. So the poor woman had no service. She was depending on Wi-Fi to call her family and use the WhatsApp to call her family, and they never picked up. So what I did was I pulled out my phone. I'm like, give me your daughter's number, and I will call her for you to pick her up. Bam! We wait a couple minutes, talk about how miserable our lives are, and yeah, she gave me a $5 tip. And that's how you do it, guys. Speak two languages, because it's very beneficial in the work industry. Yeah, and that's the story about working as a PSA and sometimes not getting paid. Oh, wait, by not being paid, I mean there was this incident where me and this other guy, let's call him Jonathan, me and Jonathan were, pretty much helping this couple. I don't know what language they spoke because I don't remember, okay? I don't know anything. I can't determine what language people speak by listening to them for too long. I know Spanish. I can get a sense of what Japanese sounds like because I've listened to Japanese conversations, but not like I understand it. It's like more like I understand the speech pattern. And Chinese, you can tell the difference, okay? But sometimes people can't. But there were these foreign couple along with their family members. We pushed them all the way to what was it, baggage claim, and I pretty much let them outside because they needed to catch a lift to go, and they did not tip us. And I told them, I was like, hey, Jonathan, don't expect much. Learn to not expect much in this job. That way he would get angry and then snap at them to tip, because then he would be fired. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of the story. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Bye. It's great. I'm tired. I'm sweating. I'm supposed to be sleeping right now because I have a 4 a.m. shift later. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.